Hi, my name is Russet Letterman. I am one of the 3 co-editors of the Ghoul Collection, a series of books that pairs writers and photographers, and I do it with Laurence Becton in Paris and Yoko Sawada in Tokyo, and I'm here based in New York City. The Ghoul Collection, which this book, Falsification, with photographs by Siba Curtis and a short story by Hiromi Kawakami, releases just 1 copy a year. And we pair, as I said, photographers with writers. The book came about because we were all friends, all 3 editors, with a man named Christophe Crisson, who was a fabulous book collector, as well as someone who was a big fan of literature. He lived in Paris, and he died in 2015 of a brain tumor. And we decided to honor his memory by doing 1 book a year. So the pairing is made by the editors, and in this case, this year's pairing, we selected first the photographer Siba Curtis, and we selected him because he was very much a kind of photographer that Christophe would like. Christophe was a big fan of post-war Japanese photography, and Siba's photography has a very degraded kind of quality. The color photographs feel as if they have been kind of drenched in sea salt, or the color process has been altered in developing. And this is very much a kind of visual sensibility that we felt worked well in our series of books. By pairing Siba Curtis with Hiromi Kawakami, we looked at who they both were. Siba Curtis is Argentine photographer. He left Argentina in 2001 due to the economic crisis and lived at that time in Barcelona, Spain, as an illegal immigrant. And so he's living under the radar in very much an altered reality. And his photographs that he then, in this series, these very series that we mixed together, this book, show the lives of illegal immigrants and immigration because of war or stressful economic situations in countries. And the reason for pairing him with someone like Hiromi Kawakami, and we the editors make the pairing of the photographer and the writer, was that Kawakami is a Japanese writer who has a very kind of dry sensibility that I could best describe as magic realism and fantasy. And what's interesting about this book, which is designed by a Japanese woman designer based in Amsterdam named Ayumi Higuchi, is that this book is also Japanese reading. So you, as a Japanese reader, you can start on this side, or it can be read from a Western reader's perspective from this side. And the 2 kind of converge in the center of the book. It's a bilingual book that has both Japanese text as well as English text. What we liked very much about Hiromi Kawakami was that she talks in this story of falsification about a town that enters into a conflict due to 2 of the town's inhabitants disagreeing with one another, and that the town becomes falsified and the memories become altered of the people that live in the town. And this kind of conflict of them living under duress, to us, was very similar to how illegal immigrants live under duress in cities that are not their homes, and similar to Siba Curtis's experience. And so in Falsification, they are living in this altered reality, and at that point, after the conflict is resolved between the 2 townspeople, everything, quote, returns to normal, but the people are altered, and they're changed. In the same way that I would say those who are illegal immigrants who ultimately receive status that is a legal status are changed and altered as well from their experience. So I should add that this book is part of a series. We do 1 a year. This is volume number 6. We've done in the past other pairings of photographers and writers, such as Paul Auster and Saul Leiter. And you'll notice we had a different design. So we did for volumes 1 through 5 a design that was different. And then for volumes 6 through 10, it will be the design I just showed you before. But this one shows Saul Leiter with a story by Paul Auster. Sorry, that fell on the floor. And then last year we did a book that did the writings of Zadie Smith with the photographs of Jo Ratcliffe, a South African photographer who's a bit more journalistic in her black and white photography style. But the one thing that's quite nice is that if you're a collector of all the books, they are all the same size. And you can have them on your bookshelves together, one each year. And that is our goal, that people kind of get a experience of a new writer or a new photographer through this series of books. And it is our way of honoring Christophe Cuisson and keeping his memory as a book collector as well as a literary fan alive, and sharing what he would have thought was interesting or had thought was interesting in his short life of 45 years. So I hope you enjoy these books, and thank you.